for draws taken. Over 1,700 draws for Petey LaSala in 77 games, Q. Now it's up to a handful of folks, a couple of transfers. One of them, Anthony Gabriel. He transferred in from Navy, and he takes the opening draw. Violation goes against Michigan and Justin Wheatfield, so far so good for Virginia. Get to see the Wahoos on attack. We mentioned some new faces. We'll mention a lot of them throughout the day. Ryan Colsey, number 13, is one of them. Colsey redshirted last year after a very high-level recruit 2 years ago, so 13 and white. A first chance to see him and Jack Boyd. The transfer from Tufts, and he gets knocked off his feet. First cause turnover of the day for Michigan. And this defense for Michigan is huge. Both teams have huge defense.
And they have big short stick defensive midfielders as well. Bo Pedersen, 89 with the rock right there. He goes like 6'4", 210. Virginia's defense, 6'7", 6'6", and 6'5".
George Fulton, 6'6". You saw him, number 16. 49 is John Schroeder, also a very high-level recruit a couple of years ago, redshirted last year. He's 6'5", 225, 49 and white. Here's Bain on the run. Passes it down low, no angle that time, as Bo Lockwood had to bring it back out. They'll reset with Ryan Cohen. Let's not sleep on 40 in blue. He had 57 points last year. Can distribute it and finish it. Little two-man game with Lockwood out top. Now over to Isaac Aronson, team captain, 22 in blue. Here's Ronda, one of the transfers from Princeton, 19. Tough pass inside, quick shot, and Nunes with the save. Our first opportunity to mention Matthew Nunes. It's a good look at the Virginia goalie, 41. Virginia on the move. Long pole shot. Now we go the other way, fast break offense on both sides.
Good body stop by Matt Nunes as Bain likes to sneak on that low lefty wing. Michigan's offense, you'll see a two-man side and then three on the opposite side with one behind the net. That's their base set. So it's a two-man game on one wing with a triangle on the far wing with Bain behind the goal.
Got Kastner on Bain. Great matchup. Bain gets a step, comes topside, doesn't have an angle though. Gets it over to Justin Brown. Brown working on a shorty, can't get free just yet. That's Chase Yeager, the transfer from Harvard. Now he does, gets a step, and Nunes makes his second save of the afternoon.
Nunes, now a junior from the Houston area, played at the Woodlands School in Texas. Finished up 2023 on a high note. I thought he played really well in the last 5 games of the year.
There's Schellenberger.
How about the crowd on the grassy knoll, Cotter?
I know, really good crowd today. I know it's the opener and the home opener for this Virginia team, and they always get a good crowd at Klockner, but you know, a gray, rainy kind of day doesn't seem to bother these Wahoo fans. Schellenberger loses his footing. We've seen a couple of players now over there on that side of the field lose their footing. Menke shoots, hits the pipe. Menke also out of Texas. Yeah, Texas, yeah, Dallas, Texas area, Menke.
A lot of new faces, Menke, Corey, Will Corey, that is, Will Interlead.
Schellenberger on Jack Whitney, top defender from Michigan, 14. Ball knocked free. Michigan comes away with it. That's Cahal Roberts, transfer from Princeton. Wolverines looking for some early offense. Now Bain pulls it back out.
Both these teams can run and gun. They like the transition game. We'll see where they are. It's only February. Sometimes that takes a while to gel.
Yeah, I think as a whole, too, Kevin Connery said the leadership on this team is amazing. Obviously, with a lot of new faces, they aren't their best yet in terms of what they can be. It's just a matter of building towards the end of the year, which is exactly what they did last year when they won 5 games in a row. 5 must-wins to continue their season last year. Aronson trying to get free up top. Beautiful time, double team. Loose ball in the wing. We're going to get a loose ball push.
And it looks like it's going to go by Schroeder. I guess that's going to be a hold against Michigan. 49, right. John Schroeder, just a perfectly timed double team. When you see the back of the jersey, you see the name in the back.
Schellenberger not wanting to wait for substitutions. Now he gets it over to Griffin Schutz. Schutz behind the cage to Millen. He'll take it GLE all the way to the sideline. Now he looks to dodge. Behind the shoulder, bounces up into the stick of Hunter Taylor. Little glimpse of the skill set from McKay Millen on that one.
A nice little finalizer. Covered by Kahal Roberts, the lefty transfer from Princeton.
This is going to be an opportunity for Michigan. Bounces it wide. Tiernan, the transfer from Lehigh, prolific scorer. There's a look at 44 in blue. Poured in great 46 goals last year.
Yeah, didn't play in 2022 with an ACL injury, but Michigan breaking the 10-man ride, the press with the long pass.
It's Tiernan to be kicking himself for not burying that shot.
I think you're seeing some nerves on both teams. You know, you think about the Millen shot, the Tiernan shot, Justin Brown shot. There's anxiety. Yeah, Chris, there's anxiety that comes with game one, especially a game of this magnitude. This is a huge game nationally this week.
Yeah, you see Virginia beat Michigan last year to open the season. Beautiful play by Schroeder. Here come the Wahoos. The fake pass over to Connor Schellenberger, and it's Terenzi who scores. Let's not sleep on Joey Terenzi. This D-Mini, apparently, Q, you were telling me this before the game, had a great scrimmage against Navy. He was the talk of that game, and he opens up Virginia's account in 2024 with a goal.
He's going to be a huge, huge fan favorite in Charlottesville. This starts with a gorgeous over-the-head check. The lefty, John Schroeder, a redshirt sophomore, ball's on the carpet, and you're off to the races. Joey Terenzi scored 3 goals against Navy in a scrimmage 2 weeks ago. He's got a motor. He is relentless. The pump fake to the point man. They buy the fake, and look at that. That opens up all sorts of real estate, and he buries the biscuit with an offside hip shot. Welcome to the big dance, Joey Terenzi.
Think about when you're Virginia, you can redshirt so many players. I mean, they did it with Connor Schellenberger famously, but Terenzi took a redshirt last year. Schroeder took a redshirt last year. Colsey redshirted last year, and now here they are. Pedersen hands it off to Brown. Michigan now will look to counter, down 1-0.
Brown has elite speed. Can he find his shooting touch? He shot 2 for 31 last year.
It was such a bad shooting year. It was almost kind of comical when you talk to the coaches about it. Like, it's just no way that that's going to continue. Just has to shoot his way out of it. They really like the work he did in the offseason, though. Timeout was called by Michigan as they were in trouble by the end line. Virginia opened up a 1-0 lead here early in Charlottesville. And Lars Tiffany won back-to-back national titles with Virginia in 19 and then 21 after the COVID year. Last year getting back to championship weekend. Hopes to win a natty again this year. They've got the team if they could solve the face-off issues. That's going to be a work in progress all year long, but at every other level, they've got a team to get back.
This game, what stands out so far, defensive play. We're seeing just world-class one-on-one defensive plays.
Chismar. There's another one.
That. Not only Chismar shutting it down on the corner, Cotter, but the double team. The adjacent defender says, oh, Noah just did a great job. He's got this guy off balance. The ball's about to pop out. Boom, I'm adjacent. I'm going to go and clean up his mess. That terrific team defense.
Kastner on the move. Gets it into the stick of Thomas Menke.
We talked about Virginia's length on defense. Michigan goes 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
Truett Sunderland, 3 in white, running out of the box this year on that second midfield line. Schellenberger trying to work his way in. Nice pass. Unfortunately, Cormier couldn't handle it, and Michigan comes out of there with it.
Look at the big man, Cormier, riding. Good hustle by the Cavs.
Yeah, Virginia's always known for that relentless 10-man ride, and they get it back. Michigan does a nice job defensively getting back into the hole, so Virginia has to settle in here 6-on-6 once again.
Part of the Cavalier culture, ground balls and being a relentless riding team.
Millen, he's got a shorty looking to dodge up top. Cormier shoots wide. Sunderland got his right hand free and just shot it high of the target.
Sunderland, now a sophomore, had 17 points a year ago. Like many on this Virginia roster, they go from complimentary players to now primetime players.
Schellenberger's got room coming off a pick and scores.
It's a bread and butter play for Schellenberger. Chris, you called it well. The pick at X creates just a little hesitation and separation. A well-set pick right there has the defender Whitney now trailing. He's got to go on top of that pick. And so all of a sudden, you had two cars side by side. Whoop, Schellenberger's in front of Whitney, and he's able to turn the corner without the double team. So an effective pick set at X, and Schellenberger finds Twine.
Gabriel battling with Wheatfeld. Michigan gets possession initially, ruled possession, but Virginia gets it back. There's Terenzi again.
I love the way Virginia swarms on ground balls. Initially, Michigan had a 3-on-2 advantage on the carpet, but next thing you know, it's a 3-on-3, and Terenzi's pulling the ball out.
Schellenberger, Hunter makes the initial save, ball loose in front. Bodies flying all over the place, and we'll get a whistle. And a little bit of a scrum. Now some pushing and shoving.
Keep your poise here. Keep your poise here. I tell you that this week, there was a little kerosene thrown on the fire with Kevin Connery, Michigan's coach. Talking about ACC Lacrosse, called it the Pretty Boy Conference. And you know that Virginia had that in the locker room all week long. Jim Rogowski, defensive coordinator. There's Coach Connery with the white baseball cap on.
So the loose ball push in the scrum gets it back to Michigan. The long pass goes wanting, and for an experienced player like Jack Whitney, that may not have been the wisest move.
Virginia may have a lot of new personnel, but the identity and the culture remains the same. We're going to ride you with the 10-man. We're going to swarm on ground balls.
Here's Schutz. Schutz on the move, just barrels into a defender. Curry stood his ground enough. Back to Millen from X. Gets free, shoots, scores. Pull the ball out of the net, Q. Bring that one out. His first goal as a member of the Virginia Cavaliers.
McCabe Millen, welcome to the big dance. Welcome to the party. Again, it's a well-set pick right there that changes the matchup, creates space. The defense has to switch. All of a sudden, Millen draws a short stick midfielder. He's able to turn the corner, and he got some good power and some pop on that first shot. Michigan struggling with picks now. Back-to-back goals by Schellenberger and Millen set up by the two-man game.
There's Coach Connery in his 7th season. Finally broke through last year, winning the Big Ten in emphatic fashion over Maryland, and then beating Cornell in the first round of the NCAAs. Ronda. Michigan's got to get something going on this side of the field as well. They've had a couple of opportunities, couldn't take advantage of them early. Now Virginia's settling in defensively. Bain, double team comes, knocks the ball away from him.
Yeah, they haven't been able to win a matchup, and in fact, they're losing them emphatically. I think you need to attack the Virginia midfield defense. I want no part of Kastner. I want no part of Schroeder or Fulton.
Corey out of the box on the clear. He's being checked by Bo Pettersson, 89, transfer from Princeton. Corey with Pettersson, holds him up just enough for help to come.
Woo! Yard
Pettersson
sale in Charlottesville. And a flag comes in late.
Yeah, we got a flag on the far side.
Tell you, this was textbook defense by Bo Pettersson, who stands this man up, forces the inside roll. The double team off the Coma slide is there. I mean, it's a car crash. Really well done defensively.
What do we got here, Hans? Waiting on a word from Hans Wittelsberger on the flag.
Clear out, gentlemen. Clear out. White, clear out. White, 14, cross check. 1 minute. White, 14, cross check. 1 minute.
Hans, he pulled the string on you there.
Yeah. Guilty of the cross check. Let's take a look at it. There it is right there.
Yeah,
and high,
and it is high. Nice catch by the officials there in that scrum of bodies. This is an opportunity for Michigan to find some chemistry, some flow, to get something going positively, I know.
Inside, there it is. Justin Tiernan.
Should settle the Wolverines down, as you said. Tiernan, the transfer from Lehigh, 55 points a year ago. He's a righty, inside presence. He's just going to hover inside here. They go 2 inside men. You can see Bain just a little north of Tiernan, who catches that, finds a seam, and man, that ball's in and out of his stick, Cotter. Super fast. Tiernan from Huntington, Long Island. One of 5 key grad transfers.
Yeah, that's where he lives, isn't it? Coach Connery said he gives him a real inside presence.
Yeah, they lose Josh Zawada to Duke, and this offense is going to look a little differently this year. Tiernan will be inside. Bain will be on the left wing. Ryan Cohen's also a lefty.
More great on-ball defense.
Man, that is the story of this game, huh? Guys breaking down, getting their stick out. Just love the fundamentals. Kahal Roberts with that takeaway in the middle of the field, super aggressive. Simple little slap check.
Yeah, we talked about it early. These are hulking defenders, but they're showing they've got a lot more skill than just big bodies out there. This time, Nunes, I think he got a piece of that one, maybe with his foot, as it bounced almost all the way to the midfield line.
May have been piece and then pipe.
I didn't hear the ping, I heard the thud, which I know you as a goalie, the thud hurts a lot more than the ping.
Luckily, today it's 59 degrees. I mean, you're playing in 30 and 40 degree temperatures. Ouch.
Millen gets free, scores, and pays the price afterward.
+1, he got buried, no flag, I'm shocked. Michigan's defense has proven to be inept. covering these picks at X, and you see the chirping going on. And there is the flag down. Deserve it. This is late and high. Millen just blasts off this two-man game off this pick. Here it is again, another pick. Michigan's communication not there. The slide is late and high. You can't do that if you're Case Van Wees.
Thank you. All right, everybody, clear the box, please. Oh, you're off. Both balls are dead ball. First ball, blue, 16, unnecessary, 1 minute. Second poly, white, number 9, unsportsmanlike, 1 minute, full time.
Wow, so net on that cue. Millen must have said something that the officials thought was outside of the normal realm of discussion.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Virginia scores their 3rd goal off a pick.
You see Lars talking to the freshman.
Yeah, McCabe's got to walk away. He's got to walk away instead of kind of turning around and making it confrontational.
Not close enough for us to read lips. There was the exchange right there. You saw the flag coming out. So Virginia's 1 minute is unreleasable. Michigan's can be released, so that may play a part in this as we go 5-on-5. Wheatfeld and Gabriel. Michigan's Justin Wheatfeld, one of the top face-off men in the country. And Gabriel, the transfer from Navy.
Michigan, your penalty can release. Virginia's cannot. You want him up?
And wing play so important on face-offs. That one won by Virginia, and that's a big face-off win. One minute to play in this first quarter. Both teams down a man, so 5-on-5. With Ryan Colsey, the redshirt freshman, to put it in play for Virginia.
Clock and score here for the Wahoos.
Colsey will shoot. And that one is wide.
Colsey, a lefty, really powerful shot, over 100 miles an hour. His dad, Roy Colsey, one of the all-time greats at Syracuse and in the MLL.
Schellenberger. Both teams at even strength.
Clock.
Final seconds. Cormier. He's just gonna have to let one fly. He does, and he scores! That's a gut punch right there for Michigan, Q.
I tell you, it starts with Gabriel winning that face-off. And that proves critical here. And Virginia does such a wonderful job managing clock and score, but bigger is better. Look how Cormier just uses his size to bump and grind and get to the inside. The big man.
Goal's going to be reviewed. And as we know, any play involving a goal can be reviewed. And they're reviewing as to when the ball crossed the goal line so we can make sure that they have the clock right.
Well, ball needs to leave his stick before the clock hits zeros. That's clearly a goal.
Yep. There should be 2 seconds on the clock.
After review, don't stand. Your goal, 1 second. The goal is good.
Hans lets us know goal is good, puts up 2 fingers and says 1 second on the clock. Of course, giving Hans a hard time. He's a Florida guy. It's a little chilly in Charlottesville today. He's knocking off some of the rust as well.
He's got his tan, though, right? He's in mid-season tan form.
Yeah, he's been fishing.
Coach Connery doesn't seem too phased. Down 5-1. Virginia scored on 3 picks, a transition goal by Joey Terenzi, and then Cormier on an ISO. It was a weird face-off. You had a wing guy running by the draw.
I feel like if there were more than 1 second, if there was more than a second left, they would have refaced. They just said, that's it. End of a very entertaining first quarter in Charlottesville. Wahoo's on top after 1.
Then he's going to add his own wrinkles. Kevin was a fierce midfielder for Duke University and in Major League Lacrosse. I mean, one of the all-time great competitors. Played for Team USA. He's at Lehigh. He's been known to get the ball behind the goal a lot. They've always had solid goalie play, and I think he'll be wonderful teaching some of these young midfielders. So,
wild set. Bame's going to get a look here. Tough angle. Heads up. And that was deflected. Over to the crowd by the berm. You could see the length of Cole Kastner affecting that shot. It looked like Bame was going to get a really good look, even though it was a tough angle. 39 in white engulfed him.
Space Eaters, Jurassic Park on D.
Now it's Ryan Cohen out of the box. Shot. Nunes. He's sharp early. Chismar.
Virginia likes to probe an early offense.
Yeah.
Both these teams, I thought at the end of last year, you know, they got what Michigan calls the Hollywood portion of the possession. That's the first 10 or 15 seconds. And then chapter 1 is the substitution phase, and chapter 2 is the standard of.
There's Jack Boyd, the transfer from Tufts, Division III Player of the Year, 28 in white. Had an absolutely ridiculous stat line last year. Shot high.
That was a new look for Virginia, that 3-man weave with the midfielders up top. And that specifically can be attributed to the new OC, Kevin Kessenich.
Schellenberger tried to skip it. Kind of was in between players that time, and it ends up being a turnover.
See what the Cavs have up, what Michigan has up their sleeve offensively. Right now they're shooting 1 of 8. They've got 6 turnovers, and running things through the attack is clearly not working.
And on these last 2 possessions, they've got Cohen running out of the box. 40 in blue. That ball is tipped. It'll stay with Michigan. 46 to shoot. And they've put Bo Lockwood back at X. Aronson looking for some help. Tried to get it inside of Tiernan. Tracked down that time by Ronda. Still plenty of time to shoot. 25 seconds on the clock. Bame looking to dodge from up top.
Got the switch.
So he's got Terenzi on him now. Slide comes. They switch off. That leaves somebody open in front, but Nunes shuts the door on Aronson.
That's a really strong possession by the Michigan offense. They change matchups. They get good ball reversal. It's Aronson from the high slot area, and he just puts it at Nunes' feet, which is a relatively easy save. You want to shoot the pipes in that scenario, but Matt Nunes is seeing the rock today.
15 saves in this game last year between these 2 teams, and he's off to a great start again today. Schellenberger Loses his defender. Shoots. Hunter Taylor makes the save that time. Race to the ball. And it'll stay with Virginia. Schellenberger couldn't get a shot off. Whitney did a nice job defending. Here comes Michigan and Pedersen. Don't forget Davidson and Clemson. Women's lacrosse coming up next. You get a chance to see the part of, at least probably all of that beautiful facility down there in Clemson, South Carolina. Tigers ranked 23rd in the country. That's coming up next. Here's Brown.
Brown can draw slides.
Cohen. Slide comes to help out there.
Got a shorty matchup behind the goal now.
And that's Mulholland. Brown got free. No, thought he was going to take that tough angle shot. Thought better of it. Bain. Gets in front of the cage. He shoots high. Backed up by the Wolverines. Only 5 to shoot. Mulholland's got to make something happen here. Inside shot. Nunes makes another save. Just as the shot clock was winding down. Tiernan, I believe it was, had a great look.
Much better team offense by Michigan, but Nunes, another body stop. 6 saves and only 1 goal allowed.
And now he's carrying the ball into the offensive end, finally giving way to Schutz. Millen. Shoots, scores. What a debut already for McCabe Millen.
Matt Nunes, the junior from Houston, Texas. Tell you, last year I thought sometimes he was leaning to his offside. Today he's making all the right reads. He's seeing the ball. And once again, an effective pick. Great down screen by 26, Griffin Schutz. Millen runs hard past it and is able to set his feet and rip that from mid-range. Millen can't miss, and Virginia scored 4 to 5 goals now. Excuse me, 4 goals off of pick plays.
And the freshman McCabe Millen has half of the Cavaliers' goals. A hat trick, and Virginia fans hope it's the first of many in his career. 6-1 Virginia on top.
5 of their 6 goals unassisted.
What's your solution defensively if that pick game is working so well, if there is one?
Well, you got to do a better job. Again, a horrible pick defense. It looks like they're trying to stay on their matchups, Chris. And if you're trying to stay on your matchups, you either got to get above the pick or scrape down below it.
Oh, that's a push in the back. Are you kidding me? How do you think you're going to get away with that?
Everybody's jacked up. Everybody's excited, huh? This is the definition. This is the Webster's definition of a push from the rear with possession.
Mitch Whalen.
That's not even a push. It's an illegal body check. He got his money's worth.
Right.
So if you're Lars Tiffany, what do you do right now? Cotter, you walk over there and say, Mitch, what are you thinking?
Experienced player.
We had a nice talk with Lars.
Yeah, Whalen's not getting the minutes. And Michigan takes advantage. Bain inside.
Both Michigan goals on the power play. Similar looks from top to the inside with a 2-man crease. You know, week 1 playing man down defense can be really difficult because you got no looks on tape. and teams will come out and do entirely different formations than you're ready for. And so you got to keep it really vanilla and just go by your rules. But you see the two players inside for Michigan is causing some confusion. And that time it's Boehm. Earlier it was Tiernan.
Boehm comes into this game 41 points away from becoming Michigan's all-time leading scorer. Virginia is doing really well at the face-off dot. Schellenberger. From up top, he waits for substitutions in the form of Will Corey.
Millen's feeling it.
Going against Cahal Roberts, an experienced defender, the transfer from Princeton. Loses his footing. Roberts is there, and he's able to scoop the ground ball. He's in trouble, though, in the corner. Gets pushed. Keeps the ball in play and ends up in Taylor's cross. He'll clear it.
Danger, danger.
Long pass. Boehm comes down with it. A little unsettled here. Can Michigan take advantage? Beautiful defensive play by John Schroeder. And then on the other end, Hunter Taylor makes a save.
How about this tempo? Love it. Push it. You got numbers. .49. Schroeder, the red shirt. Look at him, lefty. He's hunting. He's in full hunt mode. Look at him.
Cohen held off the score sheet to this point. Over to Tiernan. Lockwood on Chismar. Trying to get underneath, can't do it. You saw the show by Virginia. Now he's got Chismar hung up inside. Tried to feed it to Tiernan. And this one will go all the way to the midfield line. Stays on Michigan's side, though. But Virginia wanted the over and back. Didn't get it.
Well, these fans are fuming.
Tough angle for Cohen. Snagged right out of the air. That pass by Matthew Nunes.
Look at Nunes making all the plays. The game is really slowed down for the junior.
Shuts. Bull dodge is his specialty. 6'3", 220-pounder. Beautiful ball movement. Cormier scores!
Home opener for this proud program. One of their signatures, early offense. They strike before the defense gets set.
Well, Coach Connery in Michigan really broke through last season, Q. They won 4 straight elimination games, including Maryland in the Big Ten title game, and then they beat Cornell in the NCAAs.
Caught title in April and May and made their first appearance in the NCAA tournament. First round win at Cornell. They needed overtime. Peter Thompson, the Ann Arbor native. This is a program that started in 2012, and they made that quarterfinal appearance up in Albany, a game you called, Cotter.
Yeah, it was just too much of that man right there, Brennan O'Neill and Duke, but a season that took this Michigan team from, just an also-ran in the Big Ten to a title contender and a team that everybody has to contend with now. They're 11th ranked in the country coming in. They did a great job in the transfer portal in the offseason, bringing in some talent to make up for some talent they lost. You got to think they're a deeper team this year than they've ever been, Q. They've got the front-end talent and Boehm and Cohen offensively. You bring in Tiernan. I mean, they just seem to be getting better and better.
Don't stop believing. You hear it on the background. DSB, baby. And that, if you're Michigan, yeah, the expectations are finally now where they should be. You've got a beautiful facility. You're pulling in first-class recruits. You got the transfer portal hopping. You got your staff is, continuity. They just got to figure out how to score goals in the settled sets today in half field. Like everything about them. I thought it was the biggest story last year. The Michigan brand, Cotter, so big, so strong in the Midwest and across this country. A huge positive for this. Huge positive for the sport.
I was going to say Jackie Weller took that draw. Let's keep an eye on that. Justin Wheatfeld had lost 6 of 9 draws, so they bring in Weller, and he won that one. Let's keep an eye on Michigan's face-off X, because even though they have a great player in Wheatfeld, as we all know, sometimes for whatever reason it's not working out versus a particular opponent. You got to have 2 guys in this game, also because your guy's just going to get beat up.
And what are your wrinkles offensively right now? Who are you attacking on the Virginia defense? What's your formation? Do we need to see more picks to change matchups?
Brown got his right hand free. That's a long distance shot, though. Noon saw it all the way. Virginia looking to attack early.
Yeah, I think Brown can be the go-to guy, Chris. I really do. That was a bit of a force. Terenzi's dangerous now. 3 goals in that Navy scrimmage in situations just like this.
Instead, a Pole will take the shot. And Ben Weyer is back. Took a personal year last year. And this, obviously, his teammates love to see this.
Loses his plant leg as he shoots that. But, man, he gets to a good spot. And really a endearing player on this roster. And you see the response he gets. Rugged cat, recommitted, terrific on ground balls. And Virginia scoring in every facet suddenly.
Weller wins another draw. Michigan's got to take advantage, but another beautiful play defensively. That time it was Whalen.
Chismar gets lit up.
Fulton, will he take a shot? No, he gives it off to Schellenberger. That's smart. He shoots lefty and is wide. Great action.
This game is great, isn't it? How about this?
This time, Michigan with a nice defensive play. They come out of there with it. Van Wees, he gets checked away. Ball still on the ground. Wow! Fulton does a nice job of dislodging it out of bounds, and it's Virginia's ball.
I mean, look at the effort. Every inch of this field is being fought for. Guys are diving, the hitting, the passing. This game is awesome. These fans are riveted. They're loving this action.
Virginia calls a timeout at the 3:27 mark of this second quarter, up 8-2. As has Joey Terenzi, John Schroeder. New faces all contributing in a big way today. Another great job of ball movement. Ends up in the back of the net. Ryan Colsey with his first goal for the Cavaliers.
Tell you, if you're a coach, college, high school, youth, coming out of a timeout, you diagram this look right here. Colsey gets the layup. Congratulations to Ryan. But, man, you talk about coaching. This is perfection. From top to inside to the wing. And it's tic-tac-toe.
Michigan 2.
And Thomas Colucci taking the draw for Virginia, and he wins possession but loses in the middle of the field. Now he's going to get it back. Maybe. Maybe not. He did it first. Ball still loose. No possession granted yet. I guess they did because players were able to come out of the restraining box. Virginia ball. Now we get a whistle. And a failure to advance for Virginia, so it's Michigan's ball. Two and a half to play in this first half. Both of Michigan's goals have come man up.
Kessenich, 39 in white, seems to be spending a lot of time up top.
Cohen, he has not been able to get anything going today. Well, there's your first 6-on-6 goal for the Wolverines. And it's Isaac Aronson who buries it.
Little bit of announcer jinx there, Cotter.
Right. Not if you're a Michigan fan. Needed that
Step
one
down.
big time.
Step down for the far side, the senior from Bullis. Just Virginia loses communication between 29 and 39. Kastner and Kaloji just not communicating. They both take the guy on the crease, Tiernan. And Aronson, who had 13 goals last year.
Gabriel wins another one.
Nice pass by Nunes.
Millen gets in front. Unbelievable. His 4th of the day.
You talk about speed. Nunes delivers the long dime, and Millen in space. He just feels disrespected, kicks it into turbo. Watch the speed. Right there, he leans in, dives through the tangent of the crease, and he launches himself a good 4 yards. He's not in the crease. He does not land in the goal mouth. That goal will hold up.
Might be reviewing that right foot cue, his launching foot. From this angle, from the angle you just saw, wasn't in the crease.
And
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a good goal.
in game conditions today, I think he's putting on quite a display, isn't he? This is unbelievable.
This young man right here at faceoff, Wheatfeld is back. So Justin Wheatfeld is back to take these draws with Gabriel. Gabriel's got the better of him today.
Gabriel's just beating him to the punch, beating him off the whistle. Done a nice job on his escapes.
Here's Terenzi.
Numbers.
He'll shoot. Bounces it high.
Terenzi's a major offensive threat in transition.
Fills that Evans in role from last year. Here's Sunderland. Gonna get a pick from Schellenberger inside. Oh, almost had Millen on another one, just couldn't connect.
Crease violation, important minute for the Wolverines.
Ryan Cohen, 57 points last year.
I'd like to see more
Shutout in his
Ronda.
first half.
19 in blue, the transfer from Princeton. He's a really good two-handed dodger who can pass well off the dodge.
He's up top right now. We'll get a timeout. Michigan's going to call a timeout with 45 to talk about it.
Just unbelievable.
What a game. You live a charmed life, man.
That was a special day.
Oh. Cohen gets up front. I think I hit the pipe. It did. We get a fresh shot clock. It won't matter with 28 seconds to go. Lockwood trying to put it in play quickly.
Stays with Michigan, and it looks like Lars wants a timeout to get
he got it.
organized on defense. He shuts Kastner, Fulton, Schroeder.
Here's Cohen. Michigan's got 15 seconds now to work.
Terenzi digging in.
I mean, Cohen has had nowhere to go today. Now the help comes, and it's another beautiful double team. This time, John Schroeder again, 49 in white.
Yeah, ref's letting him play. Terenzi is flirting with a cross check to the neck or a hold.
Lockwood trying to get something going. Can't even get a shot off. Have that joy of the game refreshed in him.
I was thinking about that the other day after that Denver-Hopkins game in week 0. Like the Indigenous after a game, it's less about who wins and who loses. It's more about how you played, the style you played with, the attributes that you displayed.
Cormier trying to extend Virginia's lead here early in the second half. Shot too high. Shelley will put it back. Whitney trying to stay with him.
Nice
trying to force it into Cormier. Millen picks it up, but his pass to Boyd goes wide. Turnover.
All right. Wolverines much better defensive possession, holding their matchups. Quasi 10-man. Nunes is about 5 yards from the crease.
Here's Ronda. You mentioned in the first half, want to see a lot more from 19 in blue. Very two-handed. Need to see more from this guy as well, Cohen. Good look inside. That's a great start for Michigan. Tiernan finds it.
Tiernan off a screen set by 22 Aronson, and Bain puts this one right on the money. This is similar to what we showed you earlier in Virginia's offense from a year ago, that inside action. How the two players off ball, you'll see scissors cut. Aronson sets the pick, defender brushes off the shoulder, and Tiernan catches that at about 4 yards and changes levels. So just textbook tic-tac-toe passing. Check that. Lockwood with the assist, Tiernan with his second.
Battling for the loose ball, finally picked up by Virginia. Cavaliers will look to run. Terenzi, the extra pass, and finished by Cormier.
Terenzi's such a weapon. This is a great example of Virginia just beats you down the field with snappy passing, and their defenders are taught to run from the top of the box down to the opposing team's crease, so they don't decelerate at the top of the box. They finish their runs down low. Watch Terenzi on this play. This is a nice pass out of traffic right here. You find your wing. Kastner doesn't hesitate. Look at Terenzi, 5. Watch how he runs, catches, moves it on, and Cormier is able to sting it. Terenzi's been such a weapon in odd man rushes today. His ability to carry himself or his ability to distribute.
Cormier with a hat trick. It's possible he could catch Mac O'Keefe. He'd have to have a huge year. He started the year 62 goals behind. Chismar, he'll shoot off the pipe. Mac O'Keefe, the all-time leading goal scorer in NCAA Division I history, at 221.
There's a pack chasing him, isn't there?
Yeah, a couple of guys, Brandow could get there. They'd all have to have huge years. So, you know, around 60 goals.
What's Brendan O'Neill need?
O'Neill's a little bit less, I think. Huge years are possible from all those dudes. Menke over to Schellenberger. Cahal Roberts checking him.
Ooh.
Collision off the pipe.
Ankle sold separately on that move. Split to a roll. Man, the defender planted and lost it. How about Shelley?
Patterson. Look how physically imposing 89 is. Where's 89? Because that's the number his father wore when he played for Bo Schembechler on the Michigan football team. Ronda.
He draws the slide, but Virginia's adjacent defender is pressing out so much that when he throws the ball behind the net, his teammate's basically standing on the end line.
Nunes continued his sharp play. It's great in the first half, great to start the second.
I had Matt on my podcast over the winter, and he talked about Kevin Kessenich, the new offensive coordinator, and the impact that he's had shooting on Matt.
Babe, oh, what a goal! Will it stand? It does. Got under 2 defenders, Q.
Perhaps a little momentum. Kevin Connery saying, whatever happens today, it's important that we come together. And you see the huddle after this goal. Bame's got the short stick matchup. That has not happened enough. He does a really nice job of dealing with the double team. Ben Weyer is there. Watch 44 take an angle. And Bame's got to shield his stick, launch himself in the air, and manage to stay out of that interior ice cream cone, the goal mouth. Now, there's a brush of contact there, Chris. 44 does collide with Bame. And the question is, do the referees have an angle that shows that he landed in the goal mouth?
After further review,
It's a good job by Hans. I think the key is to get it right. What happened last year at championship weekend with the crease call in the Duke game, and now review becoming a reality, I was just surprised at the menu of things. This is kind of like there's more variety on the menu in terms of what's reviewable.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little like Cheesecake Factory. The menu's a little deep. Some conferences are going to use it, some aren't. Some venues are going to use it, some aren't. That inconsistency concerns me. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're all on the same page.
Face-off violation.
I think the intent is good. And talking to some officials last Saturday at Hopkins, and some good ones, they said their biggest challenge, quite honestly, is seeing the monitor. Because as we know in the TV business, when it's sunny out, it's really hard to see a TV monitor. So they have to make sure they have the side, the shades and or a hood to see the video. As we know from PLL with Matty Palin, when he comes over to the box, they've got a hood over the monitor. So the optics. And then what's your camera component? That differs in every venue.
Both teams took a little while to settle in this afternoon. This is the season opener for both of them, but once they did, we have gotten some entertaining lacrosse.
Michigan's defense seems a little more buttoned up now. They've had issues playing two-man games.
Schutz, good job getting it off. Going to get a flag and a goal. Schutz got pushed, was able to get it to Boyd. Boyd buried it anyways.
Boyden's got major amounts of craftiness in his game.
Goal is good, we're facing off.
He's got all sorts of behind the back sidearms, multiple releases. See Rowan Clay, the freshman from Culver, really a highly recruited and respected player, guilty of the push. Boyden takes the extra step. His first goal, I believe, as a Cav.
You are correct. After scoring 69 last year at Tufts, he scored 69 goals, 88 assists, and 157 points in 23 games last year. That's stupid. Gabriel, Schellenberger, score! Boy, have we seen that before for Virginia? How many times with Petey LaSalla? And in this case, LaSalla, he's moved on to the whips in the PLL, so it's Anthony Gabriel's turn to find one on the wing and bury it off the face-off.
Gabriel was a great high school running back at Highland Park in Dallas. They have just a huge high school football program. Spent a couple of years at Navy, and now he's a transfer Fogo here at Virginia. He's done marvelous work today. And is that not Schellenberger's shot? You see where he stands now. Inevitable that he's at the top of that list. Question is how many games? 5 or 6. The guy averages 5 points a game.
Right. Led the country in assists per game last year.
Healthier now, according to Connor and his coach. Parents Stephanie and Scott. Always by his side in Charlottesville.
Yep.
Remember, Connor, when he was in elementary school, Chris, they're Charlottesville residents. He would drive 2.5 hours up to Washington, D.C. to play for Madlax. This is when he was in elementary and middle school. 4 times a week. Like the sacrifice these people made.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really something. He has turned into a heck of a player. This young man is following in his footsteps. Millen. Look at the quickness. Got it off, but Hunter Taylor was there.
And that bounce shot, I think it caught the shorts of Taylor. That was a nice move by Millen. We've seen just the speed dodge. That was a change of speed, a little hesitation. I liked it.
Patterson thought about taking the shot. Instead, he gets it to Aronson. The extra pass on the wing goes high.
Lay the foundation now if you're Michigan now, by how you play over the last 23 minutes. Feel good when you get back on the bus or the plane.
Tough angle shot, Bo Lockwood.
Sniping. A sophomore from Heartland, Michigan, which is a town north of Ann Arbor. Bo Lockwood crafted his lacrosse skills on the family farm in between baling hay and taking care of the animals. He's a guy last year, played in 10 games, only had 3 points. He made some appearances on the extra man unit. But remember, he's a two-time Mr. Lacrosse in Michigan.
Connery talked about how important it was to keep Michigan's best lacrosse players at home as that state continues to see an increase in talent. Wheatfeld, he can shoot, bounces it, hits the pipe. Cross doubleheader here. Clemson women coming up next against Davidson at home. Cohen up top. Noon sees it all the way. Rebound comes up to Tiernan, who finds the back of the net.
First time today that Michigan has scored back-to-back goals. First it's Lockwood, and one man's trash, another man's treasure. Tiernan has his third on the rebound. Virginia now up 15-6 in the face-off department. But going into that break, Michigan with their first back-to-back goals, spaced by 45 seconds. So a little momentum now. Feels like Virginia maybe have taken their foot off the gas a bit.
Need to lean on Wheatfeld, team captain this year. Thomas Colucci taking the draw for Virginia, and Wheatfeld wins it again. But Colucci does a nice job of coming back on defense and winning possession. Now we get a whistle, and
not a loose ball push.
Mars wants a better explanation. You can tell by the shoulder shrug he isn't going to get what he likes. He feels like it was a legal check, and the ball was last touched by Michigan.
I thought it was a loose ball push in real time. Like, without question.
And that's what we're going to get. It'll be Michigan ball. Lars still not quite satisfied. Wants a word or two with the officials, but we're going. We're moving forward.
Not a 10-man.
Terrible pass, though, to Ronda. It ends up being a turnover anyway. That's going to drive Coach Connery crazy. To your point, you just scored 2 goals in a row. You get possession off the faceoff, and you give it back. Schellenberger absorbs the contact. Got the shorty on him, turns and shoots. Ball dangerous in front.
Ooh. Nice play.
Good physical play. Stanzel, look at the size of Stanzel as he runs down the field.
That was a gritty ground ball. Look how aggressive Virginia's been on the ball. And Schroeder is throwing lumber. Look at Kastner. They're not giving you an inch, Cotter. They're not giving you an inch. They don't even let you breathe on the perimeter.
I think you've been waiting for the entire game for Michigan to make something happen up top against the D-Middies this midfield unit.
Make them play
Haven't been able
picks.
to get anything done. Look at that pass. The terrible pass behind Cohen. Turnover.
And now this is where Virginia's been lethal today.
Good look. Shot bounces it high. Race to the end line. It stays with Virginia as McCabe Millen won the race. Closest to the ball on a shot when it goes out of bounds. Gets possession. Good look. Scores. Will Corey.
Well, we've seen the athletic prowess of freshman McCabe Millen, but here you get a great example of how smart a player he is. You talk about being restart ready. Okay, he wins the race to the end line, and then as soon as the whistle blows, he doesn't hesitate. He jams the ball to Chismar, who moves it on one more, and yet again, the Cavaliers score with their defensive midfield on the field. But I can't give Millen enough credit for just getting that ball back in play and realizing that the Michigan defense wasn't perfectly set up. Look at the dive on the left. So he wins the race. Questionable call, but he still wins it. And then watch, boom, ball's right in bounds. No hesitation, love it.
Oh, physical play again off the draw. Lockwood comes out of there with it.
I'll let him know.
That goal by Virginia ending a modest 2-goal run by Michigan as they try to claw their way back into this game in the second half. Cohen rolls, gets free, shoots. Nunes makes the save.
Cohen got buried afterwards.
Yeah, he did. That was Mike Prestipino.
Kastner. Such a presence, 39 in white. He's a senior. He wants to, his name is in the portal for college basketball. He wants to take an extra year.
Great high school basketball player, averaged 17 and 10 senior year. Palo Alto, California. You're not going to stop that. I mean, Peyton Cormier, it's too good of a look for a goal scorer like Cormier. Back-to-back 50-goal seasons. He's on his way to a third.
The autopsy report meeting there defensively. You see the left side of your screen, watch 13, you take a half step, you're toast. It's, should I stay or should I go now? And you take one step and it gives Cormier just enough space to catch and finish. That's what makes playing this Virginia team difficult, because your mistakes get punished. You're either going and double teaming right away and being decisive, or you're keeping your stick in the gloves of Peyton Cormier. That's how dangerous he is.
Colucci, he'll shoot, bounces it high.
Hey, recall on the shot clock, please. Recall on the shot clock. Recall on the shot clock. Recall on the shot clock, please. No, wherever it was when the whistle blew.
Shot clock inadvertently reset.
There it is. We're
As
good.
that shot touched nothing but air. Now 77 seconds. $80 seconds off a face-off, 60 seconds if you retain possession if a shot hits the goalie or the crossbar or the upright. Shuts. Tough angle, but he scores anyway.
.6'3", 220, junior now out of Deerfield. 40 points a year ago. A bulldozer. And when he sets his line there, when he sets his trajectory running downhill towards the pipe, you got problems defensively. You've got to veer him towards the corners. because he is a Mack truck.
Lars talks about how sometimes he has to remind Schutz, you're 6'3", 220 pounds. To your point, Q, when you have that line set, don't deviate from that line because no one's pushing you off that line.
No, I mean, you think about lacrosse and the commodity of speed, as Virginia is now using a speed trainer from the track program, and then the commodity of power and strength. And I think this team has a big supply of both.
Start of the year here in 2024, week 2, week 1 for both of these teams, and it's been an interesting last, about 9 months. You think back to last Memorial Day. Notre Dame won the title. They've been knocking on the door so many times, and finally Coach Corrigan was able to get that ring. Coach Tierney retired, Matt Brown taking over, got a huge win. You saw it last week at Homewood to open up the season against Hopkins Q.
Impressive debut in Baltimore, and then star power. You know, I can't think of a year where we've got Brennan O'Neill and himself, Team USA, the Kavanaugh brothers, C.J. Kirst, what he does up in Ithaca, and then you're seeing Shelley today. Joey Spallina not on that list as well.
And then, of course, the NCAA expanded replay for this year, and it's a work in progress, and I think they felt like it was going to be. And the one thing, Q, and you know college lacrosse as much as anybody, having covered it for decades, is when new rules are put in place, it does take a little while to settle in and see how it's going to be called. But college lacrosse has been very flexible in the past to modify as we go along and to find the best. I don't know if it's find the rhythm, but find what works best.
You know, the rollout, it was kind of announced in December, so it's been a sudden rollout. I don't worry about the officials. Like, this game is really difficult to officiate. The sport has great officials at this level, the games that we cover. So I don't worry about them. The technical aspects of it at some venues, I think will be where the hiccups happen.
Another draw won by Virginia. That's been the biggest surprise of this game, is Virginia's success at the face-off X. It's been a real point of concern for Lars Tiffany and this team, and all reports out of their scrimmage against Navy it was not a strong suit for them. And meanwhile, Michigan was coming in here with Justin Wheatfeld. They felt like they had a real advantage there. The advantage has gone all the way to Virginia. Sunderland. Got a shorty on him.
Cotter, I think we should mention Patrick McIntosh not in the lineup for the Cavaliers today.
Yeah.
Out with an injury.
Schellenberger's defender falls down, doesn't have any kind of an angle. Instead, he puts it up front to Cormier, whistles it wide.
McIntosh, kind of a breakout year last year, 17 goals, 9 assists, got a nagging injury. He'd be in the mix, top 7, 8, or 9 player.
More minutes for guys like Sunderland. Cormier, oh, forget about it.
He's a big man. He is a big man, and when he decides what he wants for dinner, you better get out of his way, because he just takes this one, pass goal line extended, with momentum, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thought he had a little bit of a slow start in the first quarter, but since then he's played a very, very strong game. Peyton Cormier, Ontario, Oakville, now a grad student. Right here, he makes up his mind. He's got a shorty on him, and there's just nothing you're going to do about it. You've got to go there and make him a passer.
Outstanding hockey player, as you might imagine, coming out of Oakville, Ontario, and high school football player as well. Just a big physical athlete. Colucci. Nice job by Wheatfeld to get the ball back to his team. Pedersen. Bassani thought he might load it up. Instead, he gets it back to Bain. And now the long poles will check out. Bam gets by his defender. Aronson gets the goal. Play made by Bam, who beat his defender high. And Michigan closes the gap to 9.
First Michigan goal scored by Isaac Aronson. Assisted by Michael Name.
Aronson's had a strong outing. That's one time today that Schroeder pays the price for a sloppy over the head. Bame kicks it to the wing. The double team is just 2 beats slow. And Aronson left-handed. You know, I like starting the season with competitive matchups like this out of conference. I think it adds a lot to the offseason, Cotter, you know. You think about, like, Syracuse is more of a soft roll up to their season. If you're Michigan and Virginia, you've been training for this game. I got to think that it added some spark to the offseason workouts, whether it be in the weight room, whether it be running, whether it be your January practices. You know, to me, it's always good to start with a named program, a really difficult game.
And you think about the old adage, you make the most improvement on your entire year between week 1 and week 2. And now, you know, Michigan has Kessenich just coming up on Tuesday. They'll get to work on everything they've seen today in terms of areas where they know now in live action they've got to make some improvement.
It goes for everybody. You know, watching some games last week, like, you want to peak in April and May. And right now we're just trying to figure out what's under the hood. You know, what are your component parts? Who can play, who can't play? Coaches are still evaluating, like, what system should we run on O? What's our best chances on D? Do we want to play some zone? Are we an aggressive sliding team? Are we a slow-to-go team? There's so many questions and so much growth and learning that comes with each outing this time of year. I think our issue, my issue, has always been overreaction. Making snap judgments.
Delayed call against Michigan here. You could see that a little bit in week 1. You know, Georgetown, Penn State, Hopkins, even Maryland struggling a little bit against a Richmond team that this Virginia team will travel to next week.
Yeah, Richmond's good this year. Richmond's got a chance to win their league and make some noise in the NCAA tournament. I watched Georgetown, Loyola. I got to tell you, Georgetown has talent. They're just not on the same page right now. There's no connectivity. That'll take time. Loyola's the opposite.
They were kind of that way last year.
Yeah, Cotter, Loyola's the opposite. Loyola has less, quote-unquote, talent than Georgetown. But, man, they play as a team. It's 1 + 1 = 3. It's 6 guys on defense. That feels like 10.
Fouls on blue, 22 blue with the slash. 22 blue slash.
And that's the magic of this game. Cotter, you know, when you go out there with your buddies from Georgia Tech, like, there are combos and trios of players that just make each other better. That they have that chemistry.
Right.
There are guys you want to run with because he brings out the best in you and you bring out the best in him. There are defenders that I love to play with because they played a great brand of team defense. And there's super talented defenders that I hated to play with because they weren't good team defenders.
It's been a total team effort through 3 quarters today for Virginia. The Wahoos up 17-8, and they'll be man up for 56 seconds when we come back to start the 4th quarter. Virginia and Michigan opening up their 2024 seasons this afternoon.
Has been sharp. The transition game has been on point, and I think we've seen some new faces step up.
Including Gabriel and Colucci, the 2 transfers at the faceoff dot, have paid instant dividends for Virginia. That's a little bit of a surprise, and defenders as well. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't, the face-off, I wouldn't say surprise, because Gabriel was good at Navy last year at 61%. I would say it was an unknown, maybe a question answered, a question mark answered.
Well, it has been answered in a very positive way for Virginia, that is for sure, because we felt was a known coming in. Yeah, I think we all felt like he was one of the better face-off men in the country.
He was 63% last year, and the last 2 months, or last month of this season, he was awesome. I mean, the Penn State game, he had 11 ground balls. His co-pilot, so to speak, at Michigan last year, Nick Rowlett, ended up playing for the Chaos in the PLL.
And we saw a lot of offensive highlights there for good reason, but defensively for Virginia, you know, another newcomer, John Schroeder, 5 ground balls and 3 caused turnovers on the day. He's been sensational. Brown shoots and scores. That has to make Michigan fans feel pretty good right there. Number 1 in blue. He talked about his shooting woes last year, but he finds the back of the net here.
This is terrific. Now a senior from Half Hollow Hills. 2 years ago, I remember he had 5 goals in a game against Penn State. The fastest player on the roster. A little shake and bake in the corner, a little split left to right. Speed, can create separation. Like this shot, kind of a 3/4 to sidearm release to that far corner. And that's a good sign if you're a Michigan fan. Justin Brown can be a star in the Big Ten.
Had just 2 goals last year on 2 for 31 shooting. He's 1 for 3 today. Chismar eventually comes out of the scrum with it.
Doing a lot of the dirty work. 34 in white, now a junior, hard to believe. 10 points a year ago. His dad, Richard, the best-selling author. Cormier's got this, Cotter, 24. Fooled the camera guy.
Oh, got to knock off a little bit of rust. It's all good. Menke. He'll shoot. Taylor goes down to make the save. Ball gets knocked out of his hand, out of his shot, though. It's going to be an interference. So he's still in the crease.
Taylor's now a sophomore out of Landon in D.C. Emboldened by that playoff run last year and the Big Ten title. Got a very much above par backup also in Shane Carr, who's now a senior. He's made, I don't know, 30 starts in his career.
Yeah. That's a luxury. Cohen on Schroeder.
Very
Tough
nice.
angle, but Mulholland scores anyway.
Very nice. Love this set. Chris, I love this set. Wish we had seen this a little bit earlier. It's a little 2-man game behind the goal that all of a sudden you get these Virginia defenders who have just been suffocating on ball. You ask them to make some decisions. It's a switch, and then they can't get back. And so Jaeger gets caught in the wash there a little bit, and an advantage is gained. So I think when you're playing Virginia this year, you've got to do things like that because their on-ball defense is just going to be overwhelming. You've got to make those defenders keep their head on a swivel, looking for picks, looking for screens. That's a nice little 2-man play.
I mentioned Clemson follows us in the women's game. That's going to start on ESPN, or ACC Extra, I should say, streaming.
Be interested to see how fast Clemson, what are they, outside the top 20 right now?
Heck of a debut season last year. I mean,
yeah, I was down there in November, got to see the facility from the outside, pulled in a big transfer class.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, when Clemson builds a new athletic facility, it's grandiose. Shelley off the pipe.
Bounce shot off the pipe to the midfield line. The Power 5 teams that have added women's lacrosse at the D1 level, men's lacrosse, like a Michigan, to me, they carry so much opportunity for the game. Think about the game's growth in South Carolina, the mountains of South Carolina, where Clemson is.
And nearby cities like Charlotte and Atlanta, Nashville. Those are all places where high school kids are familiar with Clemson. Brown.
Single invert with Justin now.
Good read by Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes is, as I said earlier, the game has slowed down for him. You can see it in some of the nuances. I love his temperament, I always have. He's never been too high, too low, but he's a step ahead now. And when the game slows down for you, your angle plays a little better. You pick your spots to make that play out of the crease. Here's that play again. They ran off the timeout earlier with the three-man weave.
Over the back shot and score. Jack Boyden. I believe you called him crafty earlier in the game. There you go.
Prime Minister of Trickeration. This guy's going to be all Twitter team this year, I guarantee it. All TikTok and all Instagram with some of the goals that he can score. That's a screen set for Cormier, and then he rolls off of it. Watch right here, he rolls to the inside. And that's the time and place. That is the time and place. He had front side pressure, so if he shot that ball right-handed, it was going to be contested by the on-ball defender. And so he takes the available avenue and flicks it over his shoulder. Boyden will trend on Twitter.
The pace he had to put on that shot, too, from that far out. It wasn't like he was right on the crease. Cormier harassed. Gets knocked down, but scores anyway. Will they count the goal? I think the whistle came before the shot. Still, though, man. Timeout. Virginia called a timeout. Still, though, that was impressive. We'll be back after these messages. Man, that's fun. 18-10, Virginia on top. Yeah, you heard the whistle on the way down before it was released. Virginia with the timeout. So they're up 8 with possession as we tick under 10 minutes to play. Menke trying to get free, loses his footing.
Great pass, great pass. Team's getting better and better at breaking the 10-man, aren't they?
Feel that way. Without having to resort to taking the shot, quote-unquote shot, with the goalie out of the cage. Lockwood. Now behind a Bame. He'll move it on the other side. Ronda. In front. No shot for Tiernan. Back to Lockwood. Still 20 to shoot. Finds a cutter. Oh, Nunes makes the save on Ronda. Over the shoulder, hits the pipe. Cohen will let fly. Doesn't get through traffic. And the race to the ball won by Schroeder. Virginia's ball.
Schroeder's had a big day, 49 in white in terms of ground balls, caused turnovers.
Virginia led by 7 at the half. They've extended that lead here in the second. Colesy will look to dodge. Comes near side to Schutz. Virginia content to run some clock. Schutz, double team comes, gets it to Boyden. Millen. Rake shot by Colesy. Well off the mark. Backed up by Schellenberger. Looks at the shot clock. Under 10 now. Too high. It'll stay with Virginia, but just 3 to shoot. You got to think they'll dump it in the corner here. That they do. Shot clock violation. They'll set up that 10-man ride.
Is that our first shot clock violation of the day?
Might be, yeah. I think you're right. .28 combined goals. You've had a little fireworks.
It's got to clear by 60, right?
Yeah. And it does into the abyss.
Truly.
10-man ride is successful, forcing the turnover.
Well, Virginia's back in the mix, man. This program's not going anywhere but towards the top.
No one shoots, score. That's 5. Matching Cormier's 5.
He runs around you, he dives over you, and this time he breaks the stick. Virginia's new number 9. Watch the cross check. Pop, Pedersen. Can't tell you how many times I saw that happen last year. How many goals that we see caused by defenders who shaft breaks in half and they have to get off the field. In the pro league, they stay on and play defense. You can't have that happen. Like, you're going to have to use a stronger shaft that may weigh an ounce or 2 more.
I've got some wooden sticks from back in the day I could bring out. Kyle Morris in net for Virginia as Nunes' day is done.
Great start for Matt Nunes. Such a likable young man who's good in the clearing game, had a couple pickoffs. Great start. Morris is very talented. Sophomore from Gilman. Made 16 saves in the fall scrimmage against Penn State.
Mankey with the pass. Off the mark. Stays with Virginia with 33 to shoot. Good look at Will Inderlead, 6 and white. Corey loses his footing. Back up. Now 10 to shoot. Nice feed inside. Ball deflected before it got to the goal. And the race won by Michigan.
Great effort by Jack Whitney, senior captain defender from Connecticut.
Turn over to ACC Network Extra, ACCN Extra. to watch Davidson and Clemson streaming right now. Well, as soon as we wrap things up here from Charlottesville, we'll bring that game over to the ACC network. Cohen shoots, scores, finally 40 in blue on the board.
Terrific skip pass. I think it was 27 in blue, Aiden Mulholland.
Yeah, so
Puts
Cohen
this one
gets
right
his
on
first
the money.
goal. Yeah, it's going along with 3 assists on the day.
Cohen, who had 57 points last year. Look at this pass. It's right on the money. He's able to jump shot that. It looked like Morris may have gotten a piece. Very difficult to come off the Pines, the bench, late in a game like this, early season.
Good face-off win by Weller. That time Morris stands tall.
Hey, 35 down here! 35 down here!
Virginia getting some players some time. Max Wooten.
In our discussions with Lars, Virginia's head coach, I like the innovation he's done to their calendar, where Sunday's a work day. They come back on Sundays, they watch film, they lift, they do a light workout. Monday is the off day. Okay, to me, that the benefits academically are gigantic. They go really hard on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thursday's a lighter day. And then Friday, what they call Friday fundamentals. Little cross training, a lot of skill work, good tempo. They get a sweat going.
Now it's a formula that has worked. Looked like that might have caught some pipe.
I think it's a formula that fits towards championship weekend. If you're lucky enough to win that semifinal game, you've got to play your best and biggest game of the year on one day's rest. And to me, teams who ignore that and don't train for that are setting themselves up for failure on Memorial Day. And everything Virginia does, they didn't get there last year, but everything they do, their process is geared to coming back on one day's prep and playing well.
Mankey's got his defender hung up here, letting some clock run. 20 to shoot. Now in front. Looks like Taylor may have gotten a piece of that one.
It's a nice play by Mankey. As you said, Dallas, Texas, one of a handful of guys. Like Highland Park's got all sorts of personnel in this game today.
Yeah.
Mike Pressler now the head coach. It's that school near SMU, that beautiful area near Dallas Love Airport.
Morris with another save. Final minute here from Charlottesville. Virginia doesn't have to take a shot, and you got to think that Mankey and company will hold it to the final horn.
Memorable debut for McCabe Millen. And strong games from John Schroeder, Matt Nunes, Anthony Gabriel. Bunch of new faces. I think they answer any kind of questions. Virginia is for real once again.
And the fans that came out to Klockner on a gray, dreary day in Charlottesville certainly got their money's worth and let the Wahoo players know their appreciation for the effort.
Cavaliers will be back here in Klockner to take on Ohio State.
Our final score, 19-11. Virginia with the win over Michigan. Virginia travels to Richmond next Saturday. That'll be a big test for the Cavaliers. Michigan, meanwhile, takes on Kessenich on Tuesday, looking for their first win of the year. For Quint, Kessenich, and our entire crew, I'm Chris Cotter. Thanks for watching.